Okay, guys, I'm just trying this camera video on my desktop. I don't like it because I want to look at the screen, but if I look at the screen, I'm not looking at you or whoever's watching this. So please forgive me. I'm just trying something new, stepping out of the, comfort zone. Um, I have my blog. I don't know if you want to call it a blog. It's not really a blog. It's my website, Society of the Saints. I do my writings there. I need to keep up with that more. But I got the idea, like maybe I'd try like a video thing. I don't know. So I'm just trying to step out. I'm experimenting, so we're just trying. I tried to do a video the other night. Spent about 25 minutes talking to myself, thinking I was doing a video on my Kindle. Come to find out I couldn't, for whatever reason, upload it onto Facebook from my Kindle Fire tablet. Who the hell knows? I'm not technically savvy, so yeah. So I'm trying this. Who knows? We'll see where this goes. But the whole purpose of this was that I wanted just to share a little video. Let me just start with, hi, my name is Cecilia. Share little tidbits about myself, little fun facts, nothing crazy. I gotta look at the timer so to make sure. I don't know. I read somewhere it has to be like, I guess depending on how long it is, if it's 20 minutes or more, blah blah blah. I don't know, but I have the timer, so if I look down, it's because I'm looking at my timer. Um, so fun facts about me. Yeah, I love essential oils, candles, LED lights or LED candles because I can't smell. I have no sense of taste and smell. So yeah, I don't want to burn down the house. If I forget the candles on, I'm not gonna smell it. If I forget, whatever. So yeah, love candles, essential oils. Um, my brain, I still remember what things smell like. So if I put lavender in there, it's calming. I know what it's, I think I smell it. Sometimes I think I can taste and smell, but I think in reality I can't. But my brain tells me, hey, this is what you're smelling or tasting. I love plants. Plants, I think, are very therapeutic as well. Um, I just love caring for plants. And I'm not like a green thumb, but if I can just water them, and I talk to them. So that's what I do. I love flowers, but I love plants more. But yeah, I'll take flowers. You want to send me flowers, by all means. Um, I love green tea, hot green tea. I can't drink it cold. I don't know what it is about it. But green tea hot, first thing in the morning, it has to be caffeinated. First thing. Not caffeinated, we've got a problem. Um, I drink a lot of iced tea, unsweetened. I used to be able to drink Bill Miller's like nothing, but it's just too sweet for me now. I can't do it. So black tea, iced tea, unsweet. Um, I love what did I say? Candles, essential oils, plants. Yes, I wrote a list. I'm reading it without my glasses, actually. Okay, there we go. Um, I enjoy the BBC channel, PBS Masterpiece Theater. I love I love all those type of murder mystery. On the BBC, there was a series called Shetland, set out in the Shetland Islands. I think outside of Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. I want to go there so bad. But anyways, I love that series. It's not on right now, so I'm kind of bummed. Shetland, and there's also Vera. Um, and I got hooked on PBS. There's a show called Grantchester, and it's set like in the 50s, I believe. Um, and it's about this priest that works with a detective with different, murders that take place. But anyways, I'm hooked on Grantchester and Dr. Blake Mysteries. That one's set, I think, in Australia. But yeah, BBC, PBS, yes. I love those. And I like reading those type of books too. One of my favorite authors is actually J.K. Rowling, but under her pen name Robert Galbraith. She has a series, Cormoran Strike series. Love that series. Okay, one thing about me with reading books, once it starts getting towards the end and I get antsy and I gotta know what's gonna happen next. Um, so what I'll do is, this is bad, but I'll stop where I'm at and I'll jump ahead and I'll go to the end. to see how it ends, and then I'll go back and read it. I can't help it. I've done that with the Cormoran Strike. I did that with Harry Potter. I was a late bloomer with Harry Potter. I didn't start reading that till like years, like after everybody and their mother read them and knew what they were. Then I read them. But I did the same thing with that, so I just can't help it. I'll jump ahead. I do that with videos too. I watch videos on Amazon and Netflix, and if I can fast forward, I'll fast forward, see what how the ending is, and then I'll go back and watch it. I don't know, I just can't stand it. It just kills me. Um, Another fun. Oh, here's the rest of my list. There you go. Um, I have a current smoothie that I'm hooked on, and I'm not big on smoothies. It just depends. But this one I found was on Instagram, Reese Witherspoon, and it is. She uses romaine lettuce, and I've tried it, but I'm not big on romaine, so I use baby spinach. So I use spinach, and it takes apple, a lemon. You can throw protein powder, banana. You can throw anything, but I love it. So yeah, that's my new favorite thing. I love watching Good Morning America in the mornings. Yes, gotta watch Good Morning America. I love Robin Roberts, Michael Strahan. Um, that's my thing. That's how I stay informed. Is I watch Good Morning America. That's my thing. Um, Anything makeup, nails. I just got my nails done today. You can't see, but they're ombre. I don't know if you can see that or not. I was a little hesitant. The last time I went was a month ago. Literally, it was a month ago tomorrow that I went and had my nails done, and I've waited this long. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to go. So Via picked me up, Via Paratrans. They took me, and then at the end, um, I actually got Lyft back. You know, they picked me up, brought me back home. But I'm like, screw it. I need to get my nails done. I want to get a pedicure. I'm not, so I took a chance. I did it. Um, So I was I feel better now that my nails look somewhat decent. Um, what else do I like? Cosmetology school. When I was younger, I've always wanted to go to cosmetology school for whatever reason. Like everything else that I've done when I was younger, I talked myself out of it, pursuing it. I was like, I can't do it. We don't have the money. Blah, blah, blah. I still kick myself in the ass to this day for not going. I would love, I would love to do that. I don't know if you want me cutting your hair though, because I am partially blind. So me with scissors, but anything else, totally, I totally do it. Um, I love hair clips. Can you see my little tortoiseshell? Big clips, big ones. Trying to grow. My hair's growing. You can't tell right now. It's actually not really doing much today. It's kind of just laying low right now. But my hair is growing, so I'm excited. I use hair clips, hair extension, ponytail extensions. I don't care. I'll use whatever to make my hair look fuller, or if I'm just in the mood for a high ponytail, I will put it on. Um, Debating on getting extensions, something I'm thinking. I'm just toying with the idea, but I'm excited. It is finally growing out. My sister talked me into Madison Reed hair coloring kits. Um, it came. It came in the mail, so my sister-in-law is going to help me do that on Monday. So we shall see. I don't. I usually go get my hair colored, um, but this is the first time in buckles of years that I'm trying to do it on my own. So we'll see how that goes. The last time I colored my hair was way I can't even tell you when that was. I was in Colorado, and I think I tried doing it fuchsia pink. That was a good experience. I'm not doing that color, so I'm playing it safe this time. Um, when I lived in Colorado, when I first moved to Colorado, I didn't have a car, but I lived in Summit County. I don't know if you're familiar with Summit County, Colorado, where ski resorts are at: Breckenridge, Keystone, A Basin, everything. So it's not a big county. So they had a bus in the town of Breckenridge, where I lived when I first moved there. They had a town bus free, and even the county bus that took you all over the county was free. So I mean, you couldn't go wrong. Really, you didn't really need a car. Um, but the town bus, of course, that was free, take you wherever you wanted. Well, that's how I met people on the bus. So that's how I kind of met the guys that I dated, bus drivers. So that kind of came in handy. There was one guy that I dated, and I remember we were running errands, where he was driving, we were driving around. And that one song, American Woman, that really old song, I'm not going to sing it. American Woman, stay away from me. Anyways, so I'm thinking, he's singing like it's his favorite song. I mean, it's not one of my favorite songs, but whatever. He's singing it with like some passion. Well, little did I know. Like, I don't know how much longer after that he broke up with me. So I think that was his way of kind of giving me a sign, like, yeah, this isn't working out, which is fine, whatever. And then this other guy that was also a bus driver that I dated, sweet guy, he had this old Toyota 4Runner. So when he was at work, he would lend me his truck so I could drive around. I could just go cruise the county, go do run errands, whatever I needed to do. And his radio didn't work, but he had a CD that was stuck in there that just kind of played and played, and it was Papa Roach. So every time I hear Last Resort, I mean, I just laugh to myself because I still remember that, because that's all that played was Papa Roach. So yeah, became a big fan. Um, he was a good guy. So yeah, that's how I met people, and the guys I dated, and yeah, that was all good times. Speaking of Summit County, when I first moved to Summit County, my friend came and we drove. My friend Becca picked me up and took literally, you know, road trip from here and went to Summit County. Almost to Summit County, we stopped in Pueblo, and it was in the middle of the night. Sonic was open. So hungry, ate a BLT. Never forget this because I got sick. Oh my god, I got so sick to my stomach. I mean, it was ridiculous. And I remember we stopped like at the gas station, the convenience store, and she's like, "Drink Pepto Bismol." Okay, first of all, no. I remember when I was little, my mom would give me that, and ugh, I can still remember the taste of that. Believe it or not, I'm traumatized by that. But anyway, so she's like, "Drink Pepto Bismol," blah blah blah, and I was like sick as a dog. Stupid me, and I told her no, it's gonna make me worse. Drank it. We pull into, maybe it was Silverthorne. We were in the county. And it was early in the morning. We pulled up. She had to go to the post office to check her mail. And I remember where she parked, it was like an incline, right? So she parked, and I'm like dying in the passenger seat. And I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. The Pepto Bismol's coming back. Sure enough, I opened the passenger side door, threw up pink, flowing down that little hill. And I felt better after that, but never again. Ever since then, and this was in 1998, I never touched Sonic again. Never touched a Sonic again. Never done the Pepto Bismol again because I knew, yeah, that stuff is disgusting. Just thinking of it makes me throw up in my mouth. Um, Let me go back to my first job in San Antonio. I know I'm all over the place, but hey. Um, my first job was at Mid-Cap Bearing here in San Antonio. I was still in high school, so it was 1980. I graduated in 89. I think I started in 88, actually. So I was a junior. I don't know. Yeah, I was a junior. So I was working part-time and, still going to school half a day. Well, that was my first job. It was an office setting. Um, it was a storefront, Mid-Cap Bearing. They sold ball bearings, automotive stuff, blah, blah, blah. I worked in the administrative office. It was there. This is the reason why I'm bringing this up. It was there when a coworker there introduced me to acrylic nails. So this was in 1988. That's when I first got turned on to acrylic nails, and I've never been the same since. Always had them. I've gone without them for a while. When I had, when I was in the hospital and surgery and blah blah blah, I took them off. But no, that's where the obsession with acrylic nails began. 1988. Thank you. Um, at Montgomery Wards. I don't know if those of y'all that remember the store Montgomery Wards. Yeah, it's old. Anyways, the mall, Windsor Park Mall, here in San Antonio. That was the hangout back in the day. I would go to Montgomery Ward's beauty salon, and Richard Trujillo, did my hair. So when he would cut my hair back when I was in high school, middle school, high school, I had long hair, like to my butt, which I would pay buckles of dollars for right now. Anyways, long hair, straight, and he would always just trim it because mom would only allow me to trim it. But she said, when you graduate, you can do whatever you want. So I told Richard, guess what? When I graduate, we're going to have some fun with my hair. So he would do hair shows. So he was like, oh, yeah, blank canvas. Yeah, let's do it. Sure enough, after I graduated, I went straight to Richard. I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it. So I think we cut it maybe to my shoulders. I don't know what we did, but we did the asymmetrical thing. We did that one side, and then the next time, okay, let's do the other side. Okay, so, and it just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And he would take me to the local hair shows that he did. And, next thing you know, I have like a mohawk. So I was rocking that long before other people were. Loved it. I just had a blast. Also at Windsor Park Mall, J.C. Penney's. Back in the day, my friend Becca worked there in the junior department, in the Mix It. It was the Mix It brand, for J.C. Penney. So we're talking early 90s, like way early 90s. And neon colors, bright neon, big accessories. I mean, name it. It was awesome. I spent my paycheck there. Every time I got paid, yeah, Mix It got all my money. But me and the girls would do fashion shows for when they would have their Mix It fashion shows there at the mall. So yeah, I did a little modeling for JCPenney. Good times. Um, but yeah, I think that was, like I said, this is just an experiment with just, hello, this is me. I remember when in a previous relationship that I was in, um, he would tease me because I always said I wanted to write, and I did. I've always kept journals, even when I was younger. I've always kept journals. But as I got older, especially after, my experience with my brain tumor and the different surgeries that I had after that, just the way life was going, I was like, I want to write. I want to do something. But I always talked it. I always talked about it, but never followed through. So he would always give me a hard time. I mean, with good reason. It pissed me off, but with good reason. There's that Family Guy. If any of y'all watch Family Guy, Stewie and Brian, there's an episode where Stewie is just giving Brian shit because Brian's like, oh, I'm writing my novel and blah blah blah. Well, he still hadn't done anything, so Stewie's like, oh, how's that novel coming along? And he's just like antagonizing him, and that reminded me of my ex doing the same thing to me, and I'd get pissed. So when we went our separate ways, then that kind of like, hey, I have no excuse. I can't keep putting this off. With the way things are going with my health at the time and just in general. I can't keep making excuses or putting things off. I don't know what's going to happen from day to day. I can't afford to do this anymore. So then I did try a blog for a little bit, and then I was like, oh, well, I got Facebook, which I was a late bloomer on Facebook. So I got the Facebook, and then I started the Cecilia of the Saints website. So that really just got me going. That was the motivation that I needed. Like, hey, I can do this, and I will do this. So as far as this right now, this whole video, and again, forgive me because I'm not quite sure where I should be looking, but whatever. I'm doing this. I'm being vulnerable right now. I'm being super vulnerable right now, and I'm just putting this out there. We'll see where this goes. But I think I want to pursue whatever options I have, whatever creativity comes to my mind. I want to feed that creativity. I don't want to suppress it. In this day and age, especially right now, there's so much heaviness going on. There's been a heaviness just with me within the last few weeks, even months, and it's just like that's not me. But there is a part of me. I got so many there's so many sides to me, and I can't help but think of this Godsmack song, Saints and Sinners. That's me, and the whole mixing bowl of all kinds of stuff. And I don't want to, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. So I don't claim to be something and I'm not. So I'm very much about transparency. This is me, and I'm not ashamed of it. This is me, and I want to share my heart. I want to share, and obviously there will be certain things I won't share that I don't feel that need to be shared. There's some things there's a lot of things that I keep for me, because if you didn't have the shit that went through my brain, or the thoughts that go through my head, you'd probably be like, whoa, I did not see that coming. So there's going to be a lot of that that may come out, but you know, so be it. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to be political. I'm not even going to go there. That's something that I can't even speak to, that I don't want to speak to. When the time is right, if I feel strong enough about something, then I'll bring it up. But for the most part, this is just about me, and about things going on. I've been in San Antonio for 2 years now. It's been 2 years last week since I moved back to San Antonio. So that's been a whole other journey. After being by myself in Colorado for 20 years, no family, just me, and I loved it. I loved there goes my 20-minute mark. But I loved being out there. I needed to get away. I needed to be alone. I needed to be Miss Independent, aside from my family, because I was going to make it on my own, and I did. I made it on my own, and I had a great, great career at the Summit County Sheriff's Office. It was 11 years, and then working for Dillon Police Department and building those connections. That's what I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of those connections and the people that I met during those years, and the friends that I made. And even in the midst of me having that having my brain tumor, I continued to stay there. I was bound and determined. I'm not coming home. I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to do this. So even with my relationship with Mark, 14 years, that was a great time. Yes, it had its many lows, many highs, many lows, many highs, like any relationship, but it ran its course. And once that course ended, I think that was one of the best things that could have ever happened, because I got that freedom. I think I pretty much got me back. I got myself back. I was able to discover, and I'm still discovering myself. Even after these 2 years of being here, I'm still discovering myself and discovering, oh my God, there's just so much to life. I've never had kids, and I never wanted to have kids. But now I joke and I say now I do have kids, because I have an 84 and an 82-year-old. Um, and they are my primary focus. And I think that's so funny. After 20 years of being Miss Independent, I'm on my own. I don't want I don't want to rely on anybody, and I never have. I've never relied on anybody to pay my bills, to give me money, to support me financially, nothing. Everything I've done on my own. And I'm very proud of that, because I was not going to be one of those that was going to be, um, anytime something went wrong, I'm going to go cry to my family for them to rescue me. No, that wasn't going to happen. And it never has. And if anything, especially like right now, like I said, my focus on my parents is my health, which is improved dramatically. I can't even tell you. That'll be like a whole other video. But anyways, I'm in a good place now, and now it's all about, in improvement. How can I make a better version of me? That's what it's about. How can I make a better version of me, and also, live my life to the fullest? I don't know what's going to happen. I was working for the last, from November to the beginning of May, I was working for Farmers Insurance, part time. Loved it. I mean, well, I don't want to say love. That's kind of strong, because this was insurance, so it was good. The lady I worked for was awesome. And well, that ended after the shelter in place here in San Antonio. Everything shut down. She's being a small business. Well, that kind of went down too. So that came to an end, which I wasn't surprised about. But it was like, all right, God's going to provide. And he has. So it's like, all right, so that chapter, that little short chapter ended. So now there's like something else in the works. There's a prospect, there's a job prospect coming up. Not sure how that's going to pan out, but again, it's just like, all right, it's what happens, happens. It's out of my hands, it's out of my control. And I think that's the thing is I'm learning or trying to learn like to let go of stuff I cannot control. I try to do my best to control what happens in these four walls to the best of my ability. Taking care of mom and dad, that's like a whole other, like I said, that's a whole other journey. That's a whole other aspect of something that I've never experienced before. But I love it. It's challenging mentally, physically challenging. Some days are harder than others. Some days are fine. It's one of those things. It's like a daily thing. But I know God has put me here for that reason. That's one of the reasons why I came back, not only for my health, because it was deteriorating, literally deteriorating in Colorado. I was in a bad place, and physically, I literally was on death's door. And it's like I can't keep on like this. Really, well, now I'm 49, but um, it was a must. I was like, okay, drastic measures. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So this is where this starts. So this journey of improvement, of what's next, of being vulnerable, being creative, putting myself out there. That's what this is about. It's about empowerment. And I want to say, ever since I had my brain tumor, ever since I had those, the surgery and losing more than, half of my eyesight and then dealing with my disease on a daily basis, my life is in my hand. Well, my life can, I can get into a situation where, and I've kind of said this before, where I can go into what they call an adrenal crisis. So that can happen at any moment if I'm not careful. Just working out, which I haven't given up working out, but I got to be careful with things that I do on a daily basis. Any undue stress. But that again, and it's so funny because I remember when I was younger, I was so fearful of my own shadow. I think I was scared of my own shadow, scared of my own voice. Well, as you get older, you know, interacting with people, the different jobs that you have, or whatever the case may be, you start building up your personality. You start, you're learning to use your voice. Um, But I want to say, even after when I had the brain tumor and all that fun stuff, and then dealing with this disease and everything in between, it taught me, and especially working in the environment that I worked in law enforcement, even though I wasn't an officer, just as a civilian, but in that environment, there was no time to be weak or to show weakness in my perspective. In a lot of situations, there was no time for that. It was balls to the wall sometimes, and you had to be tough. And I built that toughness, and I thrived on that. At the time, I thrived on that chaos, um, and I was proud of it. I was proud of that persona that I had. Not giving a crap, and not giving a shit about, you know, what was going on, or the different situations that I encountered. I had to learn how to deal with different types of people. So that made me, grow up really quick because you're in a situation, you're in an environment where you're dealing with different types of people in their worst, times. Whether I was in the jail talking to somebody or talking to a registered sex offender or talking to a victim of a crime, talking to a suspect of a crime or whatever, wherever they placed me or wherever they needed assistance with, especially with Spanish translations, I would be in situations where I normally wouldn't be. Um, but yes, I think that job was one of the best things for me because it showed me I had a voice and I needed to learn how to use it and how to use it properly in the different situations that I encountered. Yes, I made a bunch of mistakes and probably pissed off a lot of people. But that was like a learning That was a journey of learning about me, learning about people, learning about humanity that I still can't quite figure out. I don't know if I'll ever figure that out with the way the world is going. But the long short of it is that helped me build my voice. And that helped build, like, don't cross me. And I think, and to the point, I still have that. I still have that to where, okay, if you hurt me and you cross that line, then that's pretty much it, and I'll cut you out. I'll cut you out of my life, and that's something I deal with. That's something that I think anybody can deal with on a personal level. But yeah, all of that to say is that I'm not afraid anymore. I've dealt with a lot of shit. I've dealt with a lot of shit. For me medically, with my medical issues. Like I said, nothing scares me anymore. I had my head cut open, wide open, and they took out this tumor and they did all this, and I had surgeries after that. I was in and out of the ER. I can't even tell you how many times at that hospital there in Frisco, Summit Medical Center. I mean, that was like what do you call it? VIP there. They knew me. They probably had my picture up. Um, and I would always, this was kind of like a side funny note, because my health was, kind of like a roller coaster. I always made sure my apartment was spotless, because the first thing I would think of, people are going to come to my apartment, EMS and stuff. I don't want my house to be a wreck. So I always kept my apartment organized and clean, and always made sure, and I would always joke with the girls, and I'd say, yeah, I always make sure I have my Victoria's Secret lingerie on, my good bra, my good panties, because if they come and, they got to examine me and stuff, I want to at least look good. I may not physically look good, but at least I'll have my Victoria's Secret on, and my house will be clean. That was always important. Even though I'd be on death's door, lying on the floor, dead, but at least my apartment was clean, and I had, I looked good on the outside. That was important to me at the time, as messed up as that sounds, but that's the way my brain works. Um, but yeah, nothing, like I said, I can't say that, that I will allow my voice to be suppressed. If I want to say something, I'm going to say it. If I want to explore doing videos like this, I'm going to do it. And things like that. I think that's what it is. But I think more so now, I think I'm in a better place. Um, Not only mentally, some days. Some days are better than others, I admit. Physically, yeah, I have some good days. I'm doing so much better. Spiritually, working on it. That's a daily thing. That's a daily thing that I don't know if it's something that you could ever. Oh, I'm going to achieve this. No. If anything, the roller coaster of that is just keeps going down. It goes up a little bit, down. But I try, and I'm trying, and I'm on that journey, and I'm trying to improve myself spiritually, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And that's what I strive to. Okay, how can I be again a better version of me? Um, so then I can be here, so I can be present, so I can live my life. Because again, we don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next, especially like with the craziness going on right now. That I think that's it's all about me letting go, and then letting God just take over. Like, I can't control my work situation, what's going to happen next, but you know what I want to do, and you know what my dreams are. And I'm just going to throw this out there. And I don't know if you can see in my vision board, but there is a picture there of a guy holding the door open of a car. And I've always said this, because I can't drive. I rely on Via Paratrans. It's the ride share through Via the public bus system, but it's a little minivans. They'll come to your house, and you had to apply for that. Um, that was something I had to go through an application process, an interview, and I got accepted. Um, so I have that, and then I also do Lyft. I have a subscription with Lyft that I get like a discount every month. So I pay like a monthly fee, But my dream is to have a driver, is to have my own personal driver. So I'm throwing that out there, San Antonio, um, to be able to have my own driver, they can take me where I need to go, take my parents where they need to go, because I have to arrange for them too. Um, at some point, Dad's not going to be able to drive anymore, and even now, he doesn't drive very far. So that's something I got them on Via, so I need to get their ID cards for that. But things like that, I'm going to have my own driver on hand that I can call. Hey, I need to go to this appointment, or whatever the case may be. That's my dream. I want to do that. And another funny thing is I've always said I want my own dream team. Okay, so I want my own driver. Then at some point, heaven forbid with my vision, but should that ever, go, you know, um, deteriorate in any way, because they've said, oh, it'll stay the same or it'll get worse. But I'm going to have a dream team. I'm going to have a hair and makeup team. Yes, that's what I want. So I'm throwing that out there into the universe. I want my own driver and I want a dream team at some point. Not yet. I don't need the dream team. But if somebody wants to come do my makeup and hair, by all means, I'll give you my address. Um, but now, like I said, this is about experimenting, being creative, tapping into these creative juices that I've kept suppressed. I'm digging in them, and I'm going to see where they go. Whether it be through the avenue of Cecilia the Saints, through video, through both, whatever the case may be, I'm doing it. So yeah, and I think I've pretty much gone obviously way past the 20 minutes. Let's see what this says. Oh, it already ended. So I think I'm probably 30. I think I'm about 30 minutes right now. But anyways, that was all I had for what it's worth. That's me. More to come. Still working on it. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Love you. Y'all have a good evening. Stay safe. Bye bye.